I got a television interview coming up this week. Yeah, man. And I know what he want to talk about. I know he wanted me to talk about TD Snakes, but it's more going on in the world than that.
When it comes to megachurch pastors and influential religious figures, Bishop T.D. Jakes stands among the most powerful and revered in the world. With a larger-than-life persona and a ministry that spans continents, Jakes' message of hope, empowerment, and spiritual transformation has captivated millions. As the founder of the Potter's House in Dallas, Texas, a megachurch with over 30,000 members, he has become synonymous with the blending of spirituality and success. However, beneath the surface of his towering success lies a more complex and controversial story that many people aren't aware of. From allegations of lavish spending and questionable financial practices to accusations of fostering a celebrity-driven church, T.D. Jakes' journey has been marked by highs and lows, making him a lightning rod for criticism. While some see him as a modern-day Moses guiding his followers to spiritual freedom, others question whether his rise to fame has blurred the lines between faith and fame. This deep dive into the controversial life of T.D. Jakes uncovers the man behind the ministry and explores the many controversies that have followed him throughout his career. But before diving into the controversies, it's important to understand how T.D. Jakes became the man he is today. Born Thomas Dexter Jakes on June 9, 1957, in South Charleston, West Virginia, his upbringing was far from glamorous. Jakes grew up in a working-class family, with his mother serving as an educator and his father running a janitorial business. While his early years were filled with hard work and modest beginnings, it became clear early on that Jakes was destined for something greater. Jakes started preaching at a young age and quickly developed a reputation as a dynamic speaker. His sermons, filled with emotional intensity and a powerful delivery, attracted crowds wherever he went. In the early 1990s, Jakes' big break came when he founded the Greater Emmanuel Temple of Faith in West Virginia, which grew rapidly. His reach expanded even further when he began to appear on the Trinity Broadcasting Network TBN, one of the largest Christian television networks in the world. But it was in 1996, when Jakes moved to Dallas, Texas, and established the Potter's House, that he became a household name. His sermons were televised globally, and his message of spiritual healing and prosperity resonated with millions. It wasn't long before Jakes became one of the most recognizable faces in the Christian community. Yet, with this fame came intense scrutiny. One of the biggest controversies surrounding T.D. Jakes is association with the prosperity gospel, a belief that faith, positive speech, and donations to religious causes can result in increased wealth and physical well-being. Jakes is often lumped in with other prominent televangelists such as Joel Osteen and Creflo Dollar, who preach that God wants his followers to be prosperous and successful in this life. Critics argue that the prosperity gospel is a perversion of Christian teachings, focusing too much on material wealth rather than spiritual growth and humility. Jakes, however, has defended his stance, arguing that his teachings are not about promising riches, but about helping people realize their potential and overcome adversity. In one of his sermons, Jakes stated, "It's not about cars and houses and jewelry, it's about breaking free from the chains of poverty that keep people from living their best lives." While his defenders applaud his message of empowerment, others see it as a slippery slope that conflates spiritual success with financial success, a notion that runs counter to traditional Christian teachings about humility and selflessness. With his message of prosperity came a lifestyle that many found hard to reconcile with his role as a religious leader. T.D. Jakes has faced criticism over the years for his opulent lifestyle, including his multi-million-dollar mansion, private jets, and luxury cars. His wealth, amassed from book sales, speaking engagements, and the Potter's House, has often been a point of contention among his detractors. While there is no doubt that Jakes has earned his wealth, many question whether a pastor should live so extravagantly. His critics argue that the money used to support his lavish lifestyle could be better spent on charitable causes or supporting the less fortunate, particularly given that many of his congregants come from economically disadvantaged backgrounds. Jakes, on the other hand, has defended his wealth, pointing out that much of his income comes from his business ventures, including his best-selling books, films, and conferences. He has often stated that his success is a testament to the very message he preaches, that faith, hard work, and perseverance can lead to success. However, Jakes has remained tight-lipped, rarely giving detailed explanations about how his ministry handles its finances. This lack of transparency has only fueled further speculation, with some questioning whether his ministry operates more like a business than a church. One of the defining features of T.D. Jakes' ministry is his close relationship with celebrities. From Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry to Denzel Washington and Steve Harvey, Jakes has cultivated a reputation as the pastor to the stars. His close ties to Hollywood have raised eyebrows, particularly among those who believe that the church should remain separate from the world of fame and fortune. Jakes has been criticized for his celebrity connections, with some accusing him of using his platform to rub shoulders with the rich and famous rather than focusing on the spiritual needs of his congregation. His critics argue that the glitz and glamour of Hollywood are at odds with the teachings of the Bible, which emphasize humility and service to others. Jakes, however, has defended his relationships with celebrities, arguing that they too need spiritual guidance and support. In a 2014 interview, Jakes said, "Just because someone is a celebrity doesn't mean they don't have struggles and challenges. My role as a pastor is to help people, no matter who they are or where they come from." This blurring of the lines between ministry and celebrity culture has led some to accuse Jakes of fostering a celebrity-driven church, where fame and wealth are given more importance than spirituality and community. His defenders, however, argue that his outreach to celebrities is just another example of his ability to reach people from all walks of life. As with many religious leaders, T.D. Jakes has found himself at the center of heated debates over gender roles and homosexuality. In a 2015 interview with the Huffington Post, Jakes made headlines when he appeared to soften his stance on LGBTQ issues, stating that his views were evolving and that his church was open to people of all sexual orientations. This statement led to outrage among conservative Christians, many of whom viewed his comments as a betrayal of traditional biblical teachings. However, Jakes later clarified his position, stating that while his church welcomes everyone, he still holds to the belief that marriage is between a man and a woman. This attempt to walk the line between inclusivity and traditional Christian doctrine has left both sides of the debate unsatisfied, with some accusing Jakes of being too progressive, while others argue that he hasn't gone far enough in supporting LGBTQ individuals. In addition to the controversy over LGBTQ issues, Jakes has also faced criticism for his views on gender roles. Some have accused him of promoting a patriarchal view of marriage and family, with sermons that emphasize male leadership and female submission. In one of his most well-known books, Woman, Thou Art Loosed, Jakes speaks about the need for women to break free from past trauma and embrace their full potential. While the book has been praised for its empowering message, critics argue that it still reinforces traditional gender roles that place women in a subordinate position to men. Despite his message of strong family values, T.D. Jakes has not been immune to personal struggles within his own family. In 2020, rumors began circulating that Jakes and his wife, Sarita Jakes, were on the verge of divorce. While neither Jakes nor his wife has publicly confirmed these rumors, the speculation alone was enough to spark a media frenzy, adding to the controversy. Jakes' children have also found themselves in the spotlight for less than flattering reasons. His son, Jermaine Jakes, was arrested in 2009 for indecent exposure, an incident that brought unwanted attention to the Jakes family. While T.D. Jakes has stood by his son and worked to keep the focus on his ministry. The incident has been a source of embarrassment for the family and has led to further criticism of Jakes' leadership. In recent years, T.D. Jakes has faced allegations of exploiting his congregants for financial gain and engaging in practices that some have described as spiritual abuse. Former members of the Potter's House have come forward with stories of feeling manipulated into giving large sums of money to the church, with the promise that their donations would lead to financial blessings. These accusations of exploitation have been compounded by claims that Jakes uses his position of power to control and intimidate his followers. Some former members have accused Jakes of fostering a culture of fear within the church, where questioning his authority is discouraged. The stories of former members have raised questions about the true nature of his leadership and the ethics of his ministry. Is Jakes a genuine spiritual leader, or is he using his platform to enrich himself at the expense of his followers? As T.D. Jakes approaches his later years, his legacy is a subject of debate. On the one hand, he has built an empire that has touched the lives of millions, offering hope and inspiration to those in need. On the other hand, his wealth, celebrity connections, and controversial teachings have left many questioning the true nature of his ministry. Despite the controversies, Jakes continues to preach, write, and influence people around the world. His message of faith and empowerment remains central to his ministry, even as he faces criticism from all sides. In the end, the life of Bishop T.D. Jakes is a testament to the complexities of modern religious leadership. He is a man of deep faith, but also a man of immense wealth and power, a combination that has made him one of the most controversial figures in the Christian world. Whether he is seen as a prophet or a profiteer, there is no denying that T.D. Jakes' impact on the world of faith will be felt for generations to come. Jason Lee exposes Cardi B for cheating on Offset via leaked video was real.
So now that I put things together, it's like, oh, so you was going around telling people that it's close to my that I'm and I thought that it was somebody trying to be messy, trying to start some between me and you, which will get you sued, and I will get every little red penny that you ever make, every money that you make off your publishing, babe. So find something safe to do. And you want to talk about you not Tasha K. You're right. Ask Tasha K. She tried when she tried to lie that on me. What happened? Ask her. You're not Tasha K. You're actually dumb.
But if you have a tape on somebody, why warn them? Drop this. I mean,
Jason Lee has revealed the truth about Cardi B's secret side piece, which initially led many to believe that Offset was the sole reason behind their divorce. However, rumors began to circulate that Cardi was getting back blown out by another man due to her tiredness of being played by Offset. The rumor was started by D-list rapper Bia, who claimed she had an explicit tape of Cardi messing with another man. Cardi and Bia had been feuding for a while, but Bia reached an all-time high when Cardi sampled Missy Elliott's song She's a Bee for her song. Like what freestyle, people began comparing Cardi's flow and delivery to Bia's, as Cardi's song sampled Missy's song She's a Bee last year. One fan of Bia's posted side-by-side snippets of both Cardi's and Bia's songs, claiming that Bia was on Cardi's mood board a lot. Cardi responded with emojis, stating that she was not involved in the shenanigans and checked on Bia for even entertaining the situation. Cardi's BFF Jason Lee recently spoke on the allegations, noting that Bia was not lying when she said this the first week she released her new song Enough, which sounded very similar to a song Bia had previously released called Fall. Lee did not deny the allegations, but provided context for the situation.
Well, Cardi said that Bia tried blackmailing her with a tape.
yeah, she talked about, she said that they had a conversation or whatever, or there was some exchange where she had talked about having some proof of a tape that was going to come out.
With Cardi and Offset, or Cardi and someone else?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I think it was, she was claiming that Cardi messed around on Offset with somebody else.
Okay. But they were separated for a while, so.
Yeah, but Cardi's not that girl. You know, so like, if you got it, so she was telling her, put it out. But she sued her, but nothing came out. I don't know, Cardi.
Hey, man, listen, when Cardi to sue you, you should pay attention. Ask Tasha K.
Yeah, but I mean, Cardi's literally, if she's not with her kids, she's in the studio, or she's the biggest introvert. She don't go outside the house. I can't tell you. But if you have a tape on somebody, why warn them? Drop the. I mean,
you can't really drop a tape.
Of course you can't, because it's revenge. It's all those things, legal things, but you could. If you,
I mean, you could give it to someone else, but if you drop it under your own account,
you're screwed.
You're Hulk Hogan and God.
He was upset and began attacking Cardi again, claiming she wasn't her. They imitated the weird ask, and Cardi warned them to stop with the childish message and keep her name out of her mouth. She was worried that she could expose things about Bia that could potentially ruin her career. Bia temporarily stopped acting up on the internet, but returned to it a few weeks later when she trolled Cardi for a breakdown on live over Offset cheating.
From Atlanta, she's me and Offset's friend. She's me and Offset's friend, and she hit somebody up from my team, like, yo. She hit somebody up from my team, like, yo, there's this rumor going around that there's like a tape of Cardi, like a with Cardi. And I was like, me? Impossible. Impossible. There's none. I told him, like, it's like, let's say with me, I'll pay somebody $1 million cash. I wouldn't even wire it. I'll cash it. Don't even send it to my phone. Don't send it to my phone. Put it on social media. Put it out. Cause I know me. Y'all know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever. So then, I'm like, F that. I want to talk. I hit up the girl myself. I'm like, yo, where's this rumor coming from? And it's like, yeah, it's coming from Shorty. It's coming from her. And it's like, huh? So I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, she showed the video to this producer that he's very close to Offset. Like, they're like this. And that she showed it to another rapper. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. So I called the producer, but he talked to Offset, and he told Offset, I ain't seen the video, but Shorty's saying that she got some shit on your, and if your girl, like, reply back, like to whatever the put out, she's gonna post the video. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I called the rapper too, and the rapper is like, I ain't never heard nothing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep it professional, and I'm gonna get to the thick of it, because I wonder if, like, I was wondering if it's like a rumor that somebody's making up, because, you know, everybody knows that me and her are, like, not in the greatest thing. So I don't know if there's like a rumor that people's making up trying to be messy between me and her. So I got to the thick of it, and I got my manager, call her manager, and I'm gonna show ya. Cause I don't play that.
Video or nothing about the video. She said I did. You like say?
Yeah.
I wasn't saying that though. Like really trying to work you up.
Yeah, I honestly feel like it's somebody, probably a messy person from Atlanta. I feel like, you know, so I'm gonna show y'all naked pictures of me. So whole point is, right? I was trying to get to the bottom of it. I want to know if she's saying it, or I want to know if it's somebody from, you know, just trying to be messy. So it was like, okay, I feel like maybe it was somebody trying to be messy, but I find it very weird because the producer is standing 10 toes down that she told him something about me. And it's like, saying that ain't adding up. Like, I don't like this. Like, but now that I see the fake diss record that you trying to put out, that was you all along. And it's like, this my thing, right? There's so many people on Twitter say so many crazy shit about me. They talk about my face. They talk I can't rap and this and that. You could come at me at any angle. You're gonna lie on my. You lying on my. When you lie about my, I'ma sue you, and you gotta come with receipts. And not social media receipts. You gotta come with court receipts. Because one thing you're not gonna do, you're not gonna lie on my, and you're not gonna lie about me stepping out of my. There has been so many rumors about me, and I got so many apps. I got bloggers, there's apps. And oh yeah, and then she's saying this, right? Then she posted this on her little Finsta. Hold up, I got it. She talking about, I'm not Tasha K. Girl, ask Tasha K. She could even lie on my girl. She could even lie. Ask her. Tasha K could even lie on my. Why are you lying on my? Hold up. She talking about this offense stuff. She talking. Good luck. You think I'm Tasha K.
Carrie tries to ignore a situation, but ends up clapping back in her verse for a remix of Megan Thee Stallion and Glow Real Song. She was unaware she was being a teacher and was caught on the shade. After the incident, she goes on a rant on Twitter, comparing blind bees to trash and putting her belt behind them. Carrie's over it and goes on Instagram to address everything, including receipts, messages, photos, phone call recordings, and timestamps. She is not playing with Bea and is not playing with her life.
Honest truth, them conversations is embarrassing. You gonna look crazy if I drop these conversations. Stop testing me. Stop trying me. You got my number. Stop doing internet. Because once I start doing internet, it's not gonna be funny.
Carrie initially contacted Bea through her manager, believing she was trying to copy her. After a few conversations, she realized she was just trying to make beef messy, not a misunderstanding. She intentionally wanted to get her name in the blogs.
Wow, I can never turn my phone on just to cry. On the live? Goodbye.
The issue revolves around Cardi B's alleged affair with a man who allegedly blew her back out. Bia had been circulating reports that Cardi was cheating on Offset and had a tape of her and the man getting nasty in the bed. Cardi claimed the man was one of Offset's homeboys. As Cardi does not engage in such lawsuits, she may face sue Bia for defamation of character if she continues to spread misinformation.
And this girl on Twitter, she subbed me. She threw me a little sub on Twitter and everything. And I ignored it because it's a sub with no name. So it's like, I'm just gonna ignore you. I don't know why she would be upset about that because so many people have sampled that beat. Flo Milli, the boy named Slim Cos, that he sampled the beat. But you know, the girl subbed me because she think that I probably copied her because she got a song out with the same beat. But that's why I put on my Instagram channel the day that I did the song. I did the song last year, early. All right, whatever. I ignored that, right? Then the second time that she subbed me, she subbed me, but my name was included in it. I don't know if somebody tagged me and she responded to it. Now that my name is in it, now you addressing me. So when you address me and it's not a sub, I'm gonna address you. So I got her number and I called her, right? I called her and I recorded it because you just never know with these. I recorded it and I'm not even gonna lie. The conversation started very nasty. It started very nasty, very aggressive. I was coming at her and she was coming at me. But then I called her back because, and look, I ain't lying. I got the whole conversation. I could put the whole 35 minutes up. Like, I had the whole conversation. Because you saying that I'm copying you. And also, this is my thing though, right? Yeah. No, the conversation started real nasty, right? It started real nasty.
The rumors surrounding Cardi B's relationship with Offset have continued to resurface, with rumors of a messy divorce arising from their relationship. Initially, people believed the divorce was solely due to Offset's relentless cheating. However, Cardi herself confirmed that it had nothing to do with cheating. Some people are also claiming that the other reason for the divorce was possibly because Cardi was also cheating back. The rumors were further fueled by Jason Lee's recent interview with Vlad TV, where he was asked if the allegations were true, but instead denied it. The rumors were further fueled by a viral clip of Lee's interview, where he was beaten around the bush and did not give a direct answer.
Then I called her back because I'm so appalled at the fact that she thinks that I'm copying her or that I'm stealing from her. Because there's nothing that she do that I like. I don't like her music. I don't like her style. I don't like how she look. I don't like nothing about her. I don't even see the so it's like more or less. But the conversation, I called her back because I wanted to make it very clear. Like, it's like, girl, when I did my first song, like what? I been did it before you put it out. And then Enough, which she thinks that I copy her ad-libs and whatever something with the beat. It's like, girl, this is the day that I called her and we ended up the conversation on a very great note. We ended that conversation on a great note. So I sent her, I don't know if y'all see this, the date is April 14, 2022. This is when I first received the beat for Enough, right? And I sent it to her. So this is when I first received the beat for Enough. And this is when I first recorded. Don't make fun of me, y'all. I sounded chopped. I was putting the words on it, so I sound crazy. I recorded Enough on May 18, 2022. I want y'all to see the date. I recorded Enough May 18. The first time I ever put my vocals, May 18, 2022. So, you know, I really wanted to prove to her that, like, yo, I never copied you, I never anything. So, you know, on that conversation, we ended up very well. She told me, like, what was her issues with me, and I told her, like, well, I never really have an issue with you, and whatever. The conversation ended up great. It started off nasty, and then it ended great. All right, cool. So, fast forward, the enough video came out. She subbed me again after we just spoke a couple of days ago, she subbed me again, and she's claiming that, like, I copied a music video of hers, and she posted the music video. Now, I'm actually gonna show y'all my creative mood board that I did with Patience, cause I wanna prove to y'all that, like, everything that she claimed that I copied her from, I been did the songs, and when it comes to style, video, anything, I would never copy you, girl. Not you, never you. She put out this remix song and everything, and she threw slugs at me at the song, and it's like, oh, that's what you wanted to do. Okay, now I see, that's what you wanted to do. You wanted some type of beef with me. That's what you wanted, okay. So, I know that too. You got your 10,000 streams. Congratulations, good for you. I ignored it, whatever. And I want to make this very clear.
Jason, an outspoken individual, left room for speculation about Bia's alleged lies on camera. He could have easily called her out for lying, but he didn't. This has led to some people feeling there might be some truth to her statements. Tiffany Henyard sets up GoFundMe to beg for money, 10 million debt. After reaching her lowest point, Tiffany Henyard has finally acknowledged that she is completely broke. In addition, she is pleading with common people for money so that she may continue to live a luxury lifestyle. She seemed to have switched from giving money out carelessly to outright pleading on GoFundMe. We are discussing a lady who purchased welcome banners for $199,000, however she is now unable to pay the invoice. How disorganized is this? On government money, she used to live like a queen, taking lavish vacations and having an entire $1 million security detail accompany her around. Not only that, but it also seems that she reportedly took out $1 million loan, securing it with the infrastructure of the city. This is an absolute disaster. Tiffany's creditors are suing her to recover their money, and neither she nor the decent people of Dalton are doing well. And we're just getting started. It's a heated mess. Let's first discuss Tiffany's misuse of public funds as her personal piggy bank before delving into her indebtedness. Furthermore, what if I told you that she paid more on welcoming banners than some Dalton residents earn in a year? This is really insane. We are discussing a lady who behaved as if she had the city's blank check in her hand and she wasn't scared to use it. To put it simply, Tiffany spent $119,000 on banners, with her face all over them, and $99,000 on a welcome banner. In the meanwhile, the typical Dalton family barely makes ends meet with less than $30,000. How about being disconnected? To understand how costly everything has become, she had to go outside and touch some grass. Hold on, things get worse. The town of Dalton was becoming more and more indebted while Tiffany was living it up. The workers putting their lives in danger for the fire department can't even obtain a formal contract. The department hasn't had one in 5 years. However, Miss Thing is spending millions on welcome signs over here. Not to mention her short vacations to Vegas during the hard times when Dalton people were having difficulty making ends meet. Tiffany was allegedly enjoying the high life in Sin City. Still, that's not the worst of it all. The community had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for her personal security detail. Because of overtime, some of these cops were earning nearly $133,000 in a single pay period, a sum that some residents of Dalton make in 3 or 4 years. It's as if she believed she was a superstar and forgot she was in charge of a municipality. The truth is that superstars spend their own money. Tiffany, the community is now unable to even pay its bills because she used public funds. The firm responsible for those elegant welcome banners, they're not the only ones who are still waiting for their money. Tiffany, nevertheless, didn't stop at just using taxpayer funds, oh no. In addition, she obtained personal loans totaling millions of dollars. She is now unable to repay it. It seems as if she assumed there would never be a shortage of funds, yet it occurs. She seemed to be in serious difficulty. They claimed that while the rest of Dalton was collapsing, Tiffany was enjoying the high life. The municipality is unable to pay its debt. Thus, the police department's cars may be repossessed. Imagine phoning 911 and discovering that no automobile is available to assist you instead. They must arrive at your home in a horse-drawn carriage, a buggy, or even an Uber. Dalton had to deal with the reality as Tiffany apparently wasn't able to control her expenditures. Tiffany has a side business that will blow your mind if you thought her spending was outrageous. This lady managed to convert dingy walls into hard, cold money. How much time does a mayor have? Tiffany Henyard was reportedly engaging in several wild frauds in addition to wasting public funds carelessly. Let's speak about Section 8 housing, which is designed to assist low-income individuals in obtaining appropriate housing. Tiffany apparently chose to cash in after seeing money signals. This is the tea. Tiffany was receiving those delicious Section 8 subsidies from the government and owned a property. The worst part, though, this location was a complete wreck. Water damage, severe mold, the full 9 yards. Did Tiffany give a damn? She allegedly didn't. She continued to collect checks as if everything was perfect. The location has become so awful by November 2019 that it was deemed uninhabitable. That ought to be the end of it, right? False. It is claimed that Tiffany continued to cash the Section 8 payments without making any repairs. You may be asking yourself how she got away with doing this at this point. As it happens, inspections are something that happen. And believe me when I say that Tiffany's property has a less than stellar inspection history. It seems as if she believed she could just disregard any issue and continue to make a ton of money. But here is when things turn a whole mess. Residents of Tiffany's rental home were suffering while she was preoccupied with playing the part of the slumlord. We're talking about individuals who don't have anything at all and who live in appalling circumstances, all the while Tiffany was pocketing government funds that were intended to provide them with a respectable place to live. Just inappropriate and depressing. All of you, this isn't just about one moldy flat. It all fits into Tiffany's larger plan for her tenure as mayor. We're discussing charges of corruption, financial mismanagement, the whole 9 yards. Now, in Dalton, it seems like you discover another rock every time you flip one over. The situation involving Tiffany Henyard is starting to clear up, but what's really infuriating people is Tiffany's apparent sense of superiority. While her own tenants struggle with mold and leaking ceilings, she is living big and using public funds on ostentatious trips and welcome banners. It seems as if she has forgotten that her role is to serve others, not herself. You may be wondering what will happen to Tiffany at this point, but let me assure you that things often don't work out well when you tamper with government funds in that way. We're discussing probes, possible legal repercussions, and everything else. Additionally, given all that Tiffany is dealing with, this Section 8 controversy may be the last straw that breaks her. The worst part is that, despite all of this, Tiffany continued to behave as like nothing was wrong. While this whole Section 8 situation was simmering away in the background, she continued to play mayor and make choices for Dalton. It seems as if she assumed no one would notice if she just brushed it under the rug. However, the FBI was quick to get involved. Her finances are being thoroughly investigated, and what they're discovering is not nice. When will this house of cards finally collapse? For Tiffany Henyard, things are becoming quite disorganized. This is no joke for the FBI. An extensive criminal probe of her financial transactions has been started. Tiffany has fallen from favor dramatically, from leading a lavish life to being closely watched by the federal government. Let's go right into the details. Tiffany's bank statements aren't only being examined by the FBI, they're being thoroughly investigated. Subpoenas have been issued for both her personal financial transactions and the township's overall financial activity. Yes, they're doing everything possible. They seem to be searching for every dime Tiffany has ever touched, and they are discovering some juicy stuff in the process. Tiffany wasn't just going crazy over welcoming banners and vacations to Vegas. It turns out, according to the probe, she allegedly used public funds for various personal advantages. We are discussing lavish travel plans and a level of protection that would make any movie star green with envy. It seems as if she believed that being mayor included living like a queen with no restrictions. This is where things start to get very intriguing. Though, can you guess who was called in to supervise the whole investigation? Lori Lightfoot, a former mayor of Chicago. Yes, they have enlisted the best and the brightest, and Lori is not playing around. She is exposing financial malpractice committed by Henyard's government left and right. It seems like more skeletons emerge each time a drawer is opened. Halloween is almost approaching, so let's get out all the skeletons. You may be wondering how Tiffany is doing in this intense heat right now. Let me tell you, the residents of Dalton are not pleased, and as a result, her public image is suffering. They want explanations and responsibility. It seems as if everyone in the town is against her. Can you really blame them, though? They put their faith in her to guide them, but all she did was steer them straight into financial ruin. However, the FBI is receiving leaks from local company owners and former workers in addition to everyday people. They are attesting to having been questioned over Tiffany's alleged misbehavior. It seems as if everyone is eager to offer their knowledge, and you can be sure that they have a wealth of knowledge. The FBI is conducting electronic monitoring as part of their investigation, so they are not messing around either. That's the seriousness of this. They're observing Tiffany closely, perhaps waiting for her to make a mistake and divulge even information. However, this goes far beyond. Tiffany is attempting to keep herself afloat. She is criticizing Keith Freeman, her former main assistant, claiming that she depended on him to make financial choices. She seems to be attempting to imply it was him, not me. But Tiffany, you have to take responsibility for your actions as mayor. It is not enough to assign blame and hope the problem disappears. When it comes to assigning blame, Tiffany is pushing this tactic to the limit. She has completely vanished, not turned to face the music. And in Dalton, without a mayor, what is going on? A big mess. Tiffany has pulled off a disappearing feat to rival David Copperfield. This lady, who is meant to be in charge of Dalton, has recently avoided public appearances and board meetings. She has missed a total of 25 meetings. Could you picture your boss missing that much time from work? It would be easier to state unemployment than to terminate you. Tiffany, nevertheless, isn't content to spend her days curled up at home with Netflix. Rumor has it that she is so broke that she is having a fire sale of her personal belongings. It seems that Miss High Roller's way of life is finally getting to her. She is now struggling to make ends meet. Back in Dalton, however, things are disintegrating more quickly than a house of cards during a storm. The municipal board selected trustee Jason House as a temporary mayor after becoming tired of Tiffany's no-show behavior. Yes, they had to appoint a stand-in mayor because the legitimate one was too lazy to come. The real sting, however, is that Dalton is drowning in debt while Tiffany is out there having fun pretending to be hidden. We're talking millions of dollars here. People, and after Tiffany's extravagant travels and shopping binge, the hardworking residents of Dalton are left holding the bag. It seems that Tiffany forgot that the people, not herself, were the reason she was elected. She's become what many are referring to as a ghost mayor, the mayor in name, but unaccounted for when it matters most. I'll tell you what, ghosting a terrible Tinder date is not like controlling a town. When people are depending on you to keep their community going, you can't simply walk away. Tiffany is occupied in playing Where's Waldo? The residents of Dalton are left in disbelief with her constituents. They are perplexed as to how they came to have a mayor who is more concerned with avoiding accountability than accepting it. It seems as if they chose a magician whose last ruse was making herself vanish. But this is real life. With real repercussions, this is not a magic show. Tiffany is gone doing who knows what, and Dalton is left with nothing to do but be a pile of debt and a lot of questions. It is similar to the captain abandoning ship in the midst of a storm, leaving the others to figure out how to navigate. Do you think Tiffany is putting the drama on hold? Rethink your thoughts. Dalton is having a hard time keeping the lights on, but your daughter has been making an even bigger mess. And it's a doozy, I tell you. She's attempting to blame everyone else for her troubles, rather than simply running away from them. Keith Freeman, Tiffany's former main assistant, is first on Tiffany's blame game list. Singing like a canary, she claims that she was dependent on him for all of the financial mistakes that landed her in trouble. She seemed to be attempting to convey to us that Freeman was the one controlling the puppet and that she was just a puppet. But Tiffany, you can't simply claim, "Oh, it wasn't me," and expect everyone to believe it when you're the mayor. Freeman isn't the only person Tiffany's pursuing, however. Every lawsuit she has is leaking more tea than the Boston Harbor Party and is stacking up quicker than dirty laundry. We're discussing everything from retribution to wrongful termination. She seemed to be ruling Dalton as if it were her own little country. and anybody who defied her would be cut down. A former HR manager says she was dismissed for not cooperating with a plan to replace the school attorney. And another employee says he was fired for the same reason. Working at Tiffany's is like playing a game, follow my instructions, or drive off. But things just grew messier. Tiffany was accused of targeting company owners who did not endorse her in addition to harassing her staff. Lawrence Gardner claims that he was hounded by the Dalton police and had his company license revoked just for refusing to give to one of Tiffany's events. Whoa, what a shakedown. Now, remember all the cash Tiffany used to toss around? As it happens, a large portion of it was never really hers. She was taking things from here and there. Clearly, those hens are going to lay eggs, and they want that cash. Suits are being filed by people everywhere in an attempt to recover their money. It seems as if Tiffany believed she was managing a Ponzi scheme rather than a community. This is when things get really crazy, however. Tiffany didn't only take out loans from individuals instead, she utilized the infrastructure of the city as security. That's correct, it's absurd to consider that she used public property as collateral for her debts given that the infrastructure wasn't originally hers. These creditors are now relentlessly pounding on Dalton's door in an attempt to take control of the infrastructure and get their money. And the feds are investigating this issue. Keith Freeman, Tiffany's longtime friend, is prepared to tell the detectives everything. It seems that Tiffany's scheme to discredit him has backfired, since Freeman is purportedly cooperating. Who knows what more skeletons may emerge from Tiffany's closet, dancing and decked out in her fancy clothing, no less. You would have thought Tiffany couldn't get much worse when she made the most desperate act of her life. With everyone's mouths agape, what is she doing now? Get ready, because your gal has created a GoFundMe page and is changing things up. Yes, the same lady who was almost flinging public money about is now pleading for money online. Can you believe this woman's nerve? Tiffany is now requesting that common people open their wallets for her after all that extravagant spending, the opulent vacations, the royal-level security detail. She wants a reimbursement for her $119,000 welcoming banners and her trips to Vegas. However, I can assure you that the residents of Dalton are not amused. Not only are they angry, but they're also making fun of her. How on earth did she go from enjoying the high life, akin to Kim Kardashian, to begging for charity? Make sense of it. Not once did she consider investing, saving, or even hiding all those millions beneath her mattress. She is now counting on the public to save her once again. She seemed to have forgotten about the chaos she had left behind and assumed that others were just waiting to give her more money. Is this GoFundMe thing really genuine? You may be asking yourself. Is Tiffany really so impoverished, or is this simply another ploy? Let's face it, this lady has a history of pulling fast ones. Whoa, what a hustler. Some people now claim that Tiffany is only attempting to con the public one final time before going missing once again. They believe she will gather all the cash she can before poof. She will go before you can ask, where's the mayor? However, what's the deal? Given that Tiffany hasn't been seen in a while, they could have a point. She allegedly auctioned off her personal belongings, skipped over 25 board meetings, and is now pleading for money online. She seemed to be prepared to leave Dalton holding the bag once again. However, many are now baffled as to how Tiffany went from enjoying the life of a Kardashian to creating a GoFundMe so quickly. She seemed to have gone from a penthouse to an outhouse in a matter of hours. People are beginning to speculate as to whether this narrative is more complex than it first seems. Some claim that Tiffany is using this GoFundMe campaign as a ploy to play the victim, win people over, and make them forget about all the dirty things she has been involved in. However, my dear, the residents of Dalton possess long memories, and they won't let Tiffany off the hook in that manner. And let's not forget that Dalton is still engulfed in debt, even while Tiffany is out there courting compassion. Dalton really needs a GoFundMe. The town's credit is in ruins. The fire department hasn't had a contract in years, and the police department's vehicles are set to be repossessed. Yes, Tiffany, please elaborate on how you need their money. It seems as if Tiffany lives in a bubble where there are no repercussions for her choices. She used Dalton like her own personal piggy bank for years, and now that everything has fallen apart, she feels as if she can just beg for a second chance. This isn't how it works. People are beginning to wonder, is Tiffany attempting to repay all of her debts via this GoFundMe campaign? Recall that she has several creditors after her. Is she only attempting to raise money for her next disappearance? To be honest, Tiffany has a tendency to disappear when things become difficult. The most amazing thing is that despite all of the havoc she's created, she has raised almost $155,000 for her GoFundMe. It seems that some people are still duped up by her charade. There is no way that you guys aren't wealthy. To earn this money back, she could put on a talent show or something. However, let's face it, $155,000 will not even come close to covering Tiffany's debt of millions of dollars. It is comparable to attempting to douse a wildfire with a water gun. The residents of Dalton are still coping with the effects of her rule, even if she is occupied with collecting pennies online. The feds have been all over it, as you know. People are commenting that she appears conceited and into living a posh lifestyle. She does it because she can, and she'll continue to do it. Her ego is super inflated. Someone needs to pop it for her, and anyone who thinks the feds will do anything is crazy, are some quotes from true leaders. She is unstoppable because she crosses so many diversity boxes. Oh, she's a Democrat too, so there's that, someone said. And this is the appearance of black privilege. She is aware that she belongs to a unique protected class just by virtue of being a black woman. She seems to have embezzled millions of dollars already. This is absurd. To be honest, I have no idea who to trust. Is Tiffany doing the most out here, or are they setting her up? Leave a comment below with your opinions and then watch the next video.